Hey guys, Geisha here. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to give a quick warning. This episode may include sensitive topics like violence, murder, suicide, mental health struggles, sexual assault, and other real-life events that could be upsetting. We know that these topics can be tough to hear, and your well-being is super important to us. So please take care of yourself while listening, and feel free to skip this episode if needed. This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 46. Welcome back to Co-op Chronicles. This is episode 46. I am Pint-Sized Geisha. And as always, I have Azalee with me today.
Hello. And Black Label. Hello.
And no Black Label today.
And Black Label.
Only
Hello.
me and Azalee today.
And Black Label.
We're
Hello.
ignoring Black Label today.
How was your guys' week? How was your week?
I think it was good.
Nice.
It was fine.
Yeah?
It's been really nice lately, the past couple days.
It
Yeah.
has been nice outside.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done this week. Some important things. And then got my blood work done. Apparently I have high cholesterol, so I need to lower that shit.
Uh-oh.
Yep. No more snacking. I got to
Nope.
get back in the gym. Because I haven't gone to the gym in like 4 weeks. Because ever since the whole incident with but I went yesterday, so we're getting back in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so are you voodooing me over there?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to talk about some horror stuff. Wait, what are we doing?
Spooky.
I don't
the
know.
Elevator game.
Oh yeah, elevator game. So
Jesus.
today we're going to talk about a creepy urban legend that crossed the world of gaming into reality at a turn, the elevator game. I
Drink
swallowed
your
on
coffee.
I have none. I drank it all.
Sorry.
Impulse control.
I can't offer you mine.
It sounds simple. The elevator game. You follow specific steps in an elevator, and supposedly you enter a different dimension. By ritual, or this ritual has become like a gaming sensation during that time. I think it was maybe like 4 years ago when it was like really blew up during COVID time. But it sparked a lot of discussions online. So we'll talk about why. Have you guys ever heard or played any type of game with a creepy ritual or anything? Or urban legend?
No.
Have you ever watched anything?
Yeah.
I watched other people play it.
Yeah, I'm saying, which creepy ritual and urban legend have you watched? Come on.
The elevator game.
Oh,
I've
yeah, your
watched
enthusiasm is
the-
so great.
Pissed me off.
There's a lot of, I don't know what the main bad guy is, but there's a lot of games out there where it's like a ritual type game. Like Slender Man is kind of a ritual type
I know. I was going to say
game.
Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man.
There's a couple other games where it's like...
The Bigfoot's stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
There is a
People are really
lot.
creative too, so they kind of just make it up sometimes, and then they base it off of like actual urban legends.
That's true, yeah. So, but yeah, our focus today is going to be the elevator game. We're going to talk about some of the origins of it, and some rules of the elevator game. I don't suggest you guys try it, just in case you're superstitious and you do enter a dimension and you die. Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
But yeah, the elevator game originated from online forums in South Korea around 2010. It's an urban legend detailing how to access an alternate dimension. So basically the rules are, and let me explain them clearly for you. You enter a building with an elevator that at least has 10 floors, and you have to be alone. You go in the elevator and you press these buttons in the exact sequence, and I'm going to tell you. 4, 2, 6, 2, and 5. At the 5th floor, a woman may enter. You're not supposed to speak or look at her because she is not human. Press button 1. If the elevator moves up instead of down, that means you're heading to another world. On the 10th floor, you may exit to a world identical to ours, but silent empty, dark, and technology doesn't work normally, apparently. Which of these steps sounds creepy to you guys, and why? Great.
I don't want somebody to get on the elevator with me if I'm playing a game. Because it's supposed to be done at night, right?
It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Well, from the stories I've read...
Is it supposed to be at night?
No, sorry. Not at night. But the stories I've read, like, no one should be getting on the elevator with you except for, like, part of the game. And if they do, it's a bad thing, right? Like you said?
Yeah. It says a woman may come in.
Who is this woman?
No one knows.
No one knows. It's just,
why is she in my elevator?
No one knows.
Part of the game.
It's part of the thing.
Is she from a different dimension?
Probably.
She's not human. I just said that.
Is she the farrier to the other world? Like, you know how there's the river Styx and there's the ferryman?
Yeah.
No, she will kill you, though. So they are not the same.
That's true.
I know, but I'm saying like the same concept.
I don't think so.
But then why would she kill me if I'm going to a different dimension?
It's just part of the ritual, babe. Why do you question the ritual?
Because somebody pissed me off this morning, and I
Oh
feel
my
like being a
God.
little turd muffin.
I think people added it to make it like a part of a challenge. Because, like, you're not supposed to look at her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's-
not supposed to speak
So
or
it's
look
like,
at her.
can you follow the rules enough to get to
What
this?
happens if I look at her?
We just said
I
you
die?
die.
Death,
Yes,
yeah.
you die.
Why are you getting so upset?
Because
I'm
I've
asking
repeated this. Because I
questions.
repeated it. I repeated it to you multiple times, and you're like, "I'm just grumpy. Somebody made me
I
grumpy this
think
morning."
it's just, like, added things to a story to, like, make you follow the rules.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of scary stories out there where it's like, follow these rules to not die, and then somebody always never follows the rules.
Yeah, they've made a bunch of games about, well, not a bunch, but they made a few games kind of referencing the elevator game.
There's a movie, an American movie. I think it was made in 2023.
What is it called?
The elevator game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I never even knew this. Okay. But thanks for your input, babe.
No, I don't want to participate anymore.
Oh my God, you stop it right now.
No, you stop it. You being ridiculous to me.
Okay.
I'm asking legitimate questions because I don't know much about this. Okay, I'm naive. I don't know a lot of the stuff we talk about sometimes. And you being rude to me.
Baby.
So now I don't want to do it anymore.
Baby, I said you cannot look at her or speak to her
She didn't
because she
hear
will
you.
kill you. I said it as
I know.
Ashley.
No.
I said it.
She-
She was focused on something for that split second that you said it.
All you said was like you cannot look at her. I swear to God, all you said was you can't look at her, you can't speak to her, and if the elevator starts moving up, then you've succeeded.
Yeah, but afterwards, I said she will kill you.
See, I wasn't paying attention to afterwards.
I need you to lock
That's
it
okay.
in. I need you to lock it in.
No,
Lock
I'm
it-
looking at downloading Candy Crush Soda.
No, lock it in. All right. So the next one, we're going to talk about, or the next segment, we're going to talk about the elevator game and Elisa Lam. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a gaming true crime thing. So a detailed background for people who
Question:
hit me.
was the elevator game before or after Elisa Lam?
It was before because I
Okay.
just said it was originally. It was originated from online forums in South Korea in 2010. Elisa Lam's thing happened in 2013.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Oh.
You also said a few years ago when COVID was happening, but
No, but that's when like everything, like
There was
her
a
case, yeah, like a
resurgence.
resurge of her case kind of blew up.
Mm.
But yeah, so a detailed background for people who don't know about Elisa Lam is she was a 21-year-old Canadian student, stayed in the Cecil Hotel. I think that place is
It's definitely haunted.
Yeah, I think it's infamous for a lot
lot
of
of
crazy
stuff.
stuff. What's his name?
Sid Vicious died there.
And then wasn't the Night Stalker
And his
killer?
girlfriend.
The Night Stalker killer guy was there, right? They got
Something Ramirez.
Yeah, him. And then I think a lot of people are supposedly jumped off of it.
No, I think maybe there was one case where somebody jumped out the window committing suicide, but I don't know if it was multiple. Let's Google it.
Still scary.
Cecil. The
But yeah,
Soul.
so yeah, just a lot of disturbing events
Hotel.
happened to this hotel, and her stuff was in
California.
February 13th. Please stop talking.
I'm
She's
Googling the
talking
Cecil
out
Hotel.
loud.
Mother.
Hit me. Hit me with
Let's see.
something.
I'm reading.
All right. So what happened at the
Jesus.
the hotel footage? It it went viral because it caught Elisa Lam behaving bizarrely outside the elevator and in the elevator. She kept like hiding and stepping out cautiously, like somebody was following her. And if I'm not mistaken, during like one of her documentaries, they talked about that she might have some sort of
That's what it was.
mental disorder where she's I don't know. She just took medication, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? What did you say over there, Geisha?
I said that's what it was. His name was Richard Ramirez.
Yeah,
Ricky
the Night
Ramirez,
Stalker,
the Night
right?
Stalker, yeah. Yeah, he stayed there for a few weeks. He committed 14 murders, so on and so forth. Hold on. I don't want the wiki. I want like just answers. I want all the spooky stuff.
Okay, but anyways, let's continue.
You asked me to look at this.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, but
You
I'm.
can continue while you're
Yeah.
researching.
Yes.
Oh my God! What you did wake up on the wrong side of the bed? You need to chill
She's still
the
tired.
fuck out.
I woke up perfectly fine, and then you
Oh,
came up here like a bull in a china shop, being rude to me and mean to me when I was just asking
I
questions.
wasn't even rude and mean. No,
We'll play it back.
you got mad
it
at me
back.
this morning because I was like, babe, because I went back in there and I seen you sleeping. I was like, babe, what are you doing? Azalee's about to be here,
Yeah.
or she's on her way. She's like here, almost here, and then she came like 5 minutes after, and you're like, it would have been nicer if you would have said, hey,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
Azalee's
How do you
almost
want to
here."
wake up? You know,
Yeah.
you're tired. You're exhausted. You worked all goddamn week. You floated 3 times this week to a different clinic, just tired. And somebody you know knows you tired, and then he just flings the door up and like, babe, what are you doing? Get up, as is almost here. And I'm like, fine, I'm getting
That's
up.
not even how I sounded. I sounded
instead
more
of,
like a gentleman.
Instead of like opening the door, like, oh, she's so tired. Hey, babe, Az is almost here. You gotta get up. We gotta record. I would have been like, okay, I'm getting up because I know we gotta record. Not, babe, what are you doing? Get up.
Okay,
Anyways,
nice. Thanks for that whole run back.
you're the one who brought it up.
But yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, she had all that stuff happening where she was like acting weird, stepping out, hiding cautiously, and all this stuff. The outcome of what happened transpired as she was mysteriously disappeared and was found later dead in a rooftop water tank. Her death was ruled accidental drowning, possibly influenced by her bipolar. That's what it was. She had bipolar disorder, but there's a lot of suspicious theories out there. They talked about how, if I'm not mistaken, how small she was, and like how could that little girl lift like the heavy water thing and just get in there? Because I think she was naked too. I don't think she was clothed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not
I don't
good.
remember, but I remember that the thing was closed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Like, how did she close it?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
so
know,
it's like
after
not
being
only did you open
inside.
it, but you closed it on yourself?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
And a part of me, I'm sorry, but from my understanding, I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? But by my understanding, bipolar would not make you
But the
do
medications,
that stuff.
they said the
Oh,
medications
yeah.
that she was on.
maybe the medications, but I would lean more towards like schizophrenia.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe she had undiagnosed
maybe she did.
schizophrenia.
You know, I have all the history when you're ready.
History of the hotel?
Yep.
I mean, I guess you can. I mean, it's not really about the hotel.
I know,
or
but I'm
stuff.
just saying it's a spooky hotel.
Okay, hit me.
So it was built for $1 million in 1927. And meant to be a luxurious within the few years of but the Great Depression hit. It's called the suicide era. Can we say that word?
You've said it already multiple times.
Sorry.
Already, so I don't think it matters.
Make sure you include the disclosure on this episode. 1931, a man committed unaliving himself
You already said it. You might as well just commit.
by ingesting poison.
Mm-hmm.
From 1932 to 1939, multiple people jumped out of windows or shot themselves in the hotel.
Multiple.
Yep. 1940s to 1950s, even more happened with mysterious death and even murders.
Mm-hmm.
A woman threw her newborn baby out of the window in 1977.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. A man was found dead after repeated stabbings, and no one was arrested.
Look at this. This was not the
Arrested.
route of the freaking my topic today. My topic was about gaming and elevator game. We're going a little off end right now.
Quick question. You guys have seen the movie 1408, right?
No.
No.
Oh, my God.
Or do you think
Uncultured.
1408 is based in
I
this
feel
hotel?
like it because the
It could be.
hotel, it was one specific room, though, not the whole hotel.
Wait, is that with David Kushak or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, I think I did see this.
Yeah, it's spooky, right? It's
Yeah,
kind of
the-
like the same thing.
Yeah,
But it
okay.
was just one room in that movie.
1408 was inspired by the short writings of Stephen King.
Yeah. But what if he got his idea from this?
Um,
Well, I don't know when the book was written. Actually.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Anyways, Goldie Osgood, a retired telephone operator and known like local figure, was found assaulted and murdered in the hotel. The Night Stalker lived there. He lived on the 14th floor and would return blood-soaked, allegedly in just his underwear, and no one would question it due to the history of the hotel.
Ew.
Another serial killer, Jack Utterwire, an Australian journalist and convicted murderer, stayed at the Cecil Hotel while researching crime in LA. He killed 3 women. The hotel tried to rebrand itself in 2007 to 2013. 2013 was Elisa Lam, and then Eliza Lam. I'm sorry, Eliza Lam, and then that's it so far. Lots of paranormal stuff has been reported: whispers, footsteps, crying, apparitions, room doors opening by themselves, a heavy energy in the hallways.
So this hotel is just bad.
Yeah, there was a 2021 documentary about the Cecil Hotel as well. It is closed
Oh, that's probably why there's nothing
for
else
a
going
while.
on.
Oh, it was closed, but it reopened in 2021 as low-income housing. It is no longer a hotel.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably even worse now, though, for low.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy history.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
kind of crazy.
Anyways, keep going. Sorry, I just wanted to bring up the history. To, like, this hotel has been through a lot of stuff, and maybe some dark energy was left there
For sure.
for
Yeah.
Jersey.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, some of the connections or the internet speculations of Eliza's strange elevator behavior is due to the elevator game, suggesting that she might have tried to perform the ritual. I'm going to show a clip of it. I have a video footage.
Just watch
It's
how
just
weird
silent.
she's being, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Right, she doesn't click the numbers. She clicks a whole bunch of numbers.
Yeah, there's like 6 numbers in the series.
yeah, it's
You have to
4,
click them
2,
in
6, 2, 10.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
like you would click 4, go up to that one,
No,
and
no,
then
you
click the
push them
next
all,
button.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. But yeah, she's like acting very strange. Like somebody's, I don't know. It definitely seems like she's hiding from somebody, right?
This
Or
is-
somebody's like there. It's so weird. And she's tiny. Like she's a tiny person. She's like probably your size. Trying to
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting the way she is.
This would be I remember our last episode about the ship.
Mhm.
You're like, what's one mystery that you would love to find out? This one.
This
I
one?
changed my mind to this one because this is
This was kind of interesting.
very complex.
Yeah. So, yeah, do you guys think the elevator game influenced public perception of Eliza's tragedy, or do you think it was just
Elisa.
coincidence? Eliza. Her name is Eliza.
I called her Eliza, and you corrected me saying it was Elisa.
No, I said Eliza. I said Eliza Lam. You said Elisa.
Oh.
God.
I don't think that the game helped her case, like helped the investigation of her case,
Mhm.
because once they were like, "Oh, it's part of a game," then they're like, "Yeah, she's just crazy,"
Yeah.
and it just kind of throws.
And
out
then they
the
started the
supernatural
drugs,
aspect of it.
her drugs and stuff like that she had to take, her medication or whatever.
Yeah. But we don't know if this game is real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not. But you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Do you guys think?
I didn't get to answer the question.
Oh, sorry, baby. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think it played a part in her decision making at all. Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of coincidental, but I don't think someone would actually try to like do that. I think maybe she had other stuff going on, you know?
No, yeah.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. Do you guys think should real world tragedies like this should be used for inspirations of games? I think a lot of real world tragedies are inspire like movies, games in general. So, and books. Like I feel like
it's just
it's the way of life.
Yeah, it's just the sad thing with how the world works now. They're gonna base it off of real life events.
Yeah, no matter what, it's some like you could say like Phasmophobia is based on ghost hunters. You know, it's like everything's based off of something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
it doesn't help because this is like an no sleep kind of story. It's not like real.
But it's like a crazy story, and it just
it just helps perpetuate the idea of the elevator game.
Look at little Mochi right here. Just Mochi, what's up? He's just over there chilling.
He's a good boy. He did a little meow.
So we're going to talk about some indie games that are inspired by the elevator game. So this is where we're trying to go with this. We're going to talk about, basically some games that are inspired by it. One of them is called the Elevator Ritual. It's a PC indie horror game directly based on the elevator game legend. It's focused on atmospheric terror and the unsettling feeling of isolation. Mm-hmm. So kind of like what do we call those games again? You're like in like big space, liminal spaces. Yeah. And then there's another game. I couldn't find the gameplay of the Elevator Ritual. Every time I typed it up, it would pull up like Elisa Lam's case thing. So for some reason I couldn't find anything. But there's another game called Elevated Dread. Okay. It's on Itch.io.
Oh yeah.
It's an indie horror experience inspired by the legend where the player attempts the elevator game, dealing with supernatural consequences. I have a clip of Markiplier playing it. But yeah.
Stay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love his face.
Oh my God!
Did you see that shit? But yeah, it looks terrifying. I've never watched it. Maybe I'll watch him play it or something. There's a bunch of Roblox and VR adaptations. For some reason, man, Roblox always makes like an adaptation. Adaptation. Thank you. Jesus, my words. Of like games or things that happen. There was like one game I was playing with the girls, and it was like a horror game, and I was like, why is this a Roblox game? Yeah, there's a lot of games that are inspired by creepy stuff, and apparently a lot inspired by elevator game.
It's because it's unknown, and it leaves room for creative thought.
Yeah.
Like that scene where it just like runs across the closing doors real quick. Like, it's scary.
Yeah.
Because that's what you would expect, right? If you're actually in an elevator, you're always, like, scared someone's going to peek in right when it closes or something. So, it preys on your actual fear.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add over there, babe? You're really quiet. What are you reading up on over there?
She's studying.
Yeah. I'm reading up about Miss Lam, since I can't say her first name correctly.
Elisa
Lam.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us what you're learning. I mean, we might as well just incorporate that whole thing in there, too, then. It is a mystery game, true crime thing, so.
I guess she was like with some friends and her roommates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was with some roommates, and after checking into the Cecil Hotel, she started acting really weird, like leaving them notes that say go away or go home. She would lock the door and request a password before opening it. So she got moved to her own room. Like, they went to the hotel manager and was like, she's being crazy. We need her out of this room.
You would think that's kind of messed up, though.
It is kind of messed up.
Get rid of your friends.
She was normal before this?
Yeah, but it also says that it seemed like she stopped taking her medication. Like, Lam has a history of not taking her bipolar medication, and then as a result of several occasions suffered hallucinations that were caused her to hide under the bed, or she went missing for a brief period of time, and she was also hospitalized at least once for one of these episodes.
So, in all, she just wasn't in a good mindset.
Yeah, her mental health was not great at the time, and that they think that she was going through like a psychotic episode. And I was reading about how they found her. So I don't know because I watched a documentary where they said that she was in the water thing, but then it was closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one says it was open. Like the maintenance man found her through the open hatch. The hatch had been opened, and he saw her through the hatch, right?
A lot of the ones that I read said it was closed because she couldn't
right.
push it open. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe the latch was open from it not being locked. Like maybe the latch was locked and it was unlocked.
Well, to have her get in, she needs to open the hatch to get inside the thing.
No,
right?
but I'm thinking maybe it was unlocked. Is that what he said?
No, it says through the open hatch.
Oh, that's
It says.
Well, Wiki is open source, so anyone can
Yeah.
edit it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to understand, but it said that the hotel maintenance worker found Lam's body in one of the tanks located on the roof that provided water to the guest room's kitchen and coffee shop. Through the open hatch, he saw Lam. And then
Poor girl.
significant factors say that Lam, she had been found naked.
yeah.
Her clothes,
Which is weird.
similar to what she was wearing.
Yeah, it's weird. Why would she be in? I
Clothing
feel like
similar to
there's
what
some.
she was wearing in the elevator were floating in the water, coated with sand-like particles.
Her clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Interesting.
Her watch and room keys were also found with her. She was,
Well, I don't know if this is also true because I don't know if facts get skewed somewhere along the line, but they said that their police dogs couldn't catch her scent.
yeah,
That's why
because it's in
took
water.
That's why it took so long for them to find her body. But also, I'm sure she touched multiple things throughout the trek up to the water tower thing.
True.
So it's like
She didn't have any drugs in her system.
weird. Well, that would explain it because she wasn't taking her
Yeah.
medication.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They
that
did
does-
find ibuprofen and Cinetab, which is an allergy medicine.
Oh,
She had allergies.
poor girl.
Yeah, poor thing. This is, I would want to know, what happened.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Where was I at?
Oh,
wait.
Another
Okay.
thing
Okay.
Another thing I wanted to point out in that video, that same video you showed us, if you pay attention to the timestamp, a whole minute is missing. Whatever, dude.
So we're going to talk about the psychological versus paranormal. Why do these legends thrive? Clearly, with what Geisha said, there's a lot of crazy viewpoints. So psychological rituals like the elevator game exploit fears of isolation, suggestibility, anxiety, and cognitive biases. What does that mean?
Cognitive biases.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume it means that our cognitive thoughts are biased towards a particular thought, so that's the way we're gonna go.
That is definitely not what I was thinking.
So people automatically assume supernatural or something. Maybe our first thought process would be supernatural, or murder, something like that.
Oh, okay.
I can
okay.
only assume. I don't know stuff like that.
And then the paranormal side is some believe that these rituals truly unlock portals to alternate realities. Paranormal communities and creepypasta forums discuss liminal spaces, portals, and dimensions frequently. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like you have to be, I don't know. That's just weird to me.
But people love, like I was telling Geisha, people love rules stories. So a rule game. And I think
What does that mean?
rules, there's rules to survive. And then usually at the end of the story, you get something in return. So the elevator game, maybe if you survive it, you get a wish or something. So maybe she was doing something like that. Not saying it was the elevator game for her, but a lot of people, maybe she found it appealing and wanted to do it.
Do you guys prefer psychological or paranormal explanations for legends like this, and why?
Can't repeat.
Do you prefer psychological or
Yes.
paranormal explanations for legend like this, and why?
I don't prefer it, but I like it more.
Which side though?
The paranormal, because psychological means that there was something wrong with her, which would be the most obvious case in her circumstance, but it's also heartbreaking. So if it's paranormal, then it's kind of oh, she just did this to herself, but otherwise.
I feel like Geisha's gonna say psychological.
Nope.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say yes, kind of. I was gonna say both in this instance. I would say psychological, because in this type of like case for her, I want to know like where was her mindset. I want to have the answer, right? And the whole elevator game thing, I'm sorry, I don't.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it. I don't think reaching another dimension would be as easy as pushing buttons on an elevator.
True.
You know,
True,
I think
yeah.
it would be much more like hard or nothing so obvious, right? It would be much more supernatural instead of just let me push these buttons and hope that the elevator goes up when it's supposed to go down type of situation. So in this situation, I think psychologically, I would want to know like, hey, what were you going on? What were you seeing? What were you not seeing? What was going on? But then in another situation, I think I lean more towards supernatural than anything else, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's more psychological. Well, I would prefer it to be more psychological. I don't like the whole paranormal explanation because I don't want to think that there's something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Geisha's always logical, and she's always, well, this is the facts. She's clearly on medication. Her mind's not all there, so something. But it is weird, though. I feel like
it is weird.
I feel like during her case, there had to be something else, like a person. I'd rather prefer that than like both of these. I feel like there was a third party, or I guess a second party, since it was just her involved, because she's hiding from somebody. Somehow she ends up in a water thing naked.
Yep.
Yeah, what would have led her up to that water
Yeah,
tank?
it
And
just-
was
Yeah.
like, let me get in and then discard all of my clothing.
And just
It also says her autopsy report was questionable because they never.
She didn't drown or something.
Well, she did drown, but
Oh.
it didn't say the result of the assault kit and the fingernail kit. There was like stuff underneath her fingernails, I guess.
Oh, like she
Those
fought?
two, yeah, like those two were never processed.
Huh.
There was a suspicious pool of blood in her booty area, which could suggest a sign of sexual assault.
Mhm.
And her, but it could also be caused from her decomp as well. But her rectum was prolapsed as well.
What does that mean? Like
Means her like
sodomized
rectum,
or something?
yeah,
Is
her
that what
rec-
it's
it
called?
could have been
Yeah.
like her
Sodomy.
rectum was outside of her
Really?
body.
That's crazy.
But the coroner dismissed all of these and said that it wasn't important.
Does believing in paranormal aspects make gaming and stories more immersive or frightening?
Yeah.
Repeat the question, please.
Does believing in paranormal aspects make gaming and stories more immersive or frightening?
Personally,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I would say yes.
I'd have.
Well, 'cause if
it's
you-
in a contents for me, like in this, not really,
Really?
because I don't think this has anything supernatural about it at all.
I'm saying in general. It says, does believing in paranormal aspects make gaming and stories more immersive?
yeah,
Yeah?
in general.
In general. Okay.
It's funny that she's from. Her family immigrated from China, and isn't this like a Chinese thing?
No, it's
Korean.
Korean.
Oh, Korean.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Korean.
I was gonna say that's pretty interesting. A
Yeah.
little connection there, but again, I don't believe that had anything
It
to
does.
do with
I
the
think it
elevator.
makes it's scarier because like, what if this was the elevator game? Because then there's like real world consequences.
What do you mean?
So like paranormal stuff, like this game, like there would be an actual consequence by doing this game if it was real. So it makes it scarier in the context of paranormal.
Yeah.
I feel like after this came out, a bunch of people would have went to the elevator and tried to try this, and if it did have something
I think they-
supernatural, then a lot of more people would be in jeopardy.
Yeah, that's true. But I know a lot of people did do this because
Yeah.
after it researched, there was like tons of videos of people
Yeah,
just
of people
YouTubing.
trying to do
yeah,
it.
trying to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why do we kind of talked about it, but why do we love urban legends like this in gaming, or just in general? Is it like what draws us to it? Is it the dangers or possibility of, I don't know, experiencing it through another person or safety through a game like Phasmophobia, Outlast? Are those things that make us more, I guess, attached to it because we don't want to experience it personally.
Personally, it's the unknown.
The unknown.
Just like not knowing, so it makes it more appealing because it's like, but what if you do it and you find out that there is something?
Yeah.
That's my thing.
What about you, my love?
Kate's just probably like, no.
What? I'm sorry. I was reading this.
She's so into this case now.
I was saying what draws us to this type of stuff, paranormal, like experiences through games and just in general.
I don't know, to be honest. I think Az made a good point about the unknown, right? And just wanting to figure it out. But I think at the same time, there's so much like lore and history. You can go all the way back to like paganism, right? About gods and deities and supernatural and every type of, I don't want to say religion. No, that's not what I'm trying. Every type of like culture has some sort of backbone into like supernatural, right? Like Aztecans believed in their god. Even Hawaii, we have our own gods, and Chinese have I don't know who. Japanese have Buddha. I don't know. Does Chinese and Japan have Buddha the same? I don't know. Anyways,
I thought Cambodians had Buddha.
I don't know. I think they all kind of have some sort of form of Buddhism through
yeah, that makes
Asia,
sense.
but I'm not 100% sure. Kind of like the United States has all kind of roots in Christianity, but it's
Yeah,
different
that
kind of
makes sense.
sections. But I think that society and maybe like it all kind of stems from a supernatural base, right? And so I think over time, as people, as human, for lack of better words, we develop this like curiosity of, supernatural stuff happening and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So again, the elevator game is ingrained in pop culture now. It's influencing everything from the Netflix documentary. I think there's a crime scene vanishing at Cecil Hotel, and then there's horror films, literature. It's become part of like, I guess, a trend digitally, and paranormal cultures are like blending now. Why do you guys think that mainstream media became fascinated with the elevator game? Is it because, like you were saying earlier, like it's just the unknown?
Real world example.
Yeah.
Elisa Lam. I think that's what makes it so appealing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it was around for a long time, but now that because
Yeah,
this
3 years before.
Yeah, because this like led to people associating it to the elevator game.
Makes it more appealing.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, this is like something that somebody actually tried to do.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of like creepypasta and no sleep stories out there that are kind of similar, but I don't hear anybody actually doing them and dying from it.
Yeah, I was about to ask, can you guys think of any other gaming legends or creepypastas that made a serious jump or similar jump in mainstream media? I guess we could talk about Slenderman.
Yeah, Slenderman about
With
those teenage girls.
Yeah, the girls. I don't even think, were they teenagers?
They were
But
teenagers.
young.
They were like
they're
14.
young, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
youngish.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but
That's
that
like
one.
the only
That's
one I
another
know
crazy
of.
story too. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? I forget the word for it, but it was like one of them was having like a psychotic episode, and then it dragged in the other girl into it.
Like
I
she
forget
brought it in.
Yeah, it was like there's like a medical term for it, like a shared paranormal something. I forget what it's called.
I don't remember.
Oh, interesting.
But that's what they say happened to the Slenderman.
Like it kind of
kids.
like carried over to her mindset and stuff.
Yeah, like one of them was actually undiagnosed, like having some sort of schizophrenia, I think. And then that young girl like fed into the other young girl to where they shared the same sort of like thought / paranoia. And then that's why they did what they did.
It's crazy. That little girl survived too.
Yeah.
She's thriving now.
Good. Yeah.
That would be the only one that I know that people have done, though.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
can't
any
think of
other
any
Yeah,
other
I can't
ones.
think of anything. I'm
But I'm
sure
not
if we
also-
Google it,
Yeah,
there'd be a
I
bunch,
also
right?
don't look into this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like going.
Because it's just so far out there.
Yeah,
you know?
and I don't like reading misery.
Like paranoia.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I think people like to associate this story with supernatural, because the alternative would be much more heartbreaking. Like she really was mentally unstable. She
Yeah.
really did kill herself, or
Yeah.
there really was someone who assaulted her and then got rid of her body.
Yeah.
Although one interesting fact, right, is that she was a blogger, and her blog updated after she had passed. But they chalk it up to maybe it was set to like auto publish.
Yeah. So, kind of segueing, because you said a blogger, do you guys think that sharing these stories are responsible? Like, do you think there has been reports of individuals attempting this because people are talking about it and it's causing distress and paranoia and like panic in them, so they want to try it out to see, since it's being shared so much?
We already asked this
The shared
question.
paranoia.
Yeah, I
Like
feel like
those
we already
girls.
asked this question about how people, or I guess we kind of literally
No, we just
lightly
talked about,
touched about it.
the
Like,
girls,
yeah,
but do you think the reason why it's being done so much is because of all this distress and paranoia? Like, so
Yeah.
all these other people are doing it?
yeah, we literally said, like, after this came out and after the video came out, there was a ton of videos and a ton of people who knew about the elevator more because of this and then went out to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So it just
there's-
like fed into that, like, oh, well, did you hear about this girl who quote unquote did the elevator game?
Oh, yeah.
Let
Okay.
me see what it is and let's go try it.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right.
And I don't know when the first elevator game came out, but I would assume it came out after her
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
People were
guys,
like, oh, let's make a game.
So
of
like the
this.
concept came out in 2010
Mhm.
and then she passed away in 2013 and then so it was like 3 years.
yeah. Do you guys think there's a danger in popularizing creepy rituals online as entertainment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see how things would go sideways.
Yeah.
Too many people are not all mentally there. It's a dangerous thing to give somebody who is already not in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question. Where should creators or even podcasters like us draw the line of not talking about something when it comes to this type of stuff?
I think for me, it's more of like educational, right? Like we're bringing her story to light, kind of in my sense, like we're still talking about it and it's been how many years? It's still a mystery. We're still wondering what happened to her. And I think for us, at least for me, I take it as like, I'm not making fun of her. I'm not making fun of her. I'm not like making fun of the case. I really actually want to know what happened. And I feel very sorry that, if it was mental health, her mental health was so bad and type of situation. But I think that the fine line for me is when it stops being educational and respectful and more towards like making fun of her or poking fun of her mental health or her struggles, or like, oh yeah, like she was just crazy. I don't think we've called her crazy, but we've called the situation very crazy and very a lot. But I think that for me is my line. We are not making fun of it. We're not poking fun of it. We're just still talking about her to this day because it's something so mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good answer.
I agree.
We're trying to educate our listeners into like, this is what happened to this poor lady.
Now, kind of like like combining, like, because we're talking about games and stuff. Which game setting would be scarier, a hotel elevator or a hospital elevator?
This hotel elevator would be more scary for me than a hospital elevator.
Oh man, I don't know.
Hospital.
Hospitals scare the crap out of me.
Right, but hear me out, okay? This hotel has been home
but
to...
we're not talking about that hotel though. That
You just said hotel or hospital.
Not-
Right,
If
right.
it was that hotel, okay, yes.
So listen to me though.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't this hotel, any hotel you go to, people may go there as it wasn't even just this hotel too. There was another hotel in New York where the abdomen guy killed and lured a teenager to a hotel with the attempt of
Are you talking about the New York one?
yeah, the New York Times Square killer.
Yeah.
Right? So hotels for me are like a big red flag in supernatural / murder / hack and slash type of thing, right? A hospital, people go to the hospital when they want to be saved.
Yeah.
For like, let's save me. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Save me. Take care of me.
Okay, when you say it like that, it makes more sense. But
my
that's
reasoning
my
for
thinking.
hotel is
you mean
because
hospital?
for hospitals nowadays, that is definitely the thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitals back in the day, not the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Back
Yeah,
in the day,
that-
hospitals were very unsafe for people, if
Yeah.
anything.
And
So-
they were not sanitized.
And like hospitals
That's true.
nowadays are occupied. Old abandoned
That's true.
hospitals are hospitals that were from back in the day, and they have
Well,
really
I guess
angry spirits.
I guess when you look at from which, because
Well-
we're saying not that hospital and not
Yeah.
this hotel.
Right.
I'm not gonna go to a hospital that's used currently. I would go to an abandoned hospital or
But
an
those-
abandoned hotel.
Yeah, if they were abandoned, okay, I would think like a sanatorium, yes, would be more scary, right?
Look, I see what's his name? Xiaolong.
Xiaolong,
Xiaolong do it. He'd be like, Mani Ma.
Mani Ma. Shout out to Outdoor Xiaolong on YouTube. Nuke's Top 5.
Nuke's Top 5.
Nuke's Top
You're just
5.
watching that.
Mani Ma.
Um,
Sorry if I don't know if any of our listeners are Chinese, and
I mean, if they
I don't
think
know what Mani. I think I know
it means
what
fuck
Mani-
your mom.
I know, but what if it's not accurate? I don't know. Anyways,
we heard it on the
that's
TV.
what we heard.
We
it
heard
on
it on
Nuke's
YouTube.
Top 5. Okay, we don't know. But yeah, so I got a couple rapid fire stuff, and then we'll just debunk it, and then we'll
Oh.
wrap it up.
okay. I was gonna say something.
What?
You know how you guys were saying the hospital? I walk by the morgue in my hospital like at least 3 times a week.
There's a morgue?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
there's a morgue in every
Why
hospital.
would there not be a
Bro,
morgue?
I see. This is why I work it. I was talking to the lady who's taking my blood the other day, and I was like, yeah, my wife, she doesn't mind this stuff, and I was like, this is why I work in computers. I don't want to be around people. I don't like body stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
I would love to work at the medical examiner's office if I could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you would.
I would be
You're
like all down
crazy.
in it. Like, let me at it. You want this brain? Let me cut it open and I'll bring
Oh
this
my
brain out.
god,
Here you go.
you're crazy.
I think it'd be cool because working in a morgue, because you would be desensitized to like cutting someone open or
Mhm.
breaking someone, because your brain automatically prevents you from
Doing it to
doing
somebody alive.
actual doing harm to somebody
yeah.
naturally. So it's like this is kind of getting over that block. in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brain.
Yeah, you're not causing this person harm anymore. I'm taking out this body part for scientific purposes to
Yes.
figure out
It'd
what
be really
happened to you.
interesting.
You guys are crazy. All right. Would you guys rather rapid fire? Would you guys rather spend a night in a trapped, or would you rather spend a night trapped in a haunted elevator or alone in an abandoned hospital?
So, am I with people in the elevator?
Alone. I said alone. Would you
Said
rather?
alone in the hospital?
Would you rather spend a night trapped in a haunted elevator? Oh, I guess, or alone in an abandoned hospital. Let's just say,
Probably
for the
an
sake of
elevator.
this, let's say by yourself. Both examples.
Probably an elevator.
Elevator.
Deadly tunnel it. Deadly funnel.
I don't know, man. Because in the elevator, what if it falls
Yeah,
and you die?
That's true.
That's true.
But
least in
I would die by natural causes and not from a spooky ghost.
Oh, okay. What's scarier, a game you can't exit or a game that mimics your real life?
I can't exit.
I would say like real life, because then my mind would border along what's my real life and what's
Oh,
my
yeah.
game.
That's pretty good.
You're thinking. That's a good one. Favorite scary game moment ever?
I can't think of anything.
Hmm.
I've never been scared from a video game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play scary games, so I
Scary games
can't.
kind of just give you jump scares. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
really
just
a lot
truly
of-
scary.
Yeah.
There's no real anticipation of something
Mhm.
scary.
Mhm.
Which video game character would survive the elevator game?
Sephiroth.
Oh my! He's like your answer for everything.
That would be a good one, though.
He's amazing, and he's cuckoo.
Maybe L. Well, he's not a game, but from an anime, I think L would do really well.
Oh, if we're doing anime, I think yeah boy
From
Sung
Solo
Jin Woo.
Level.
Sung
Solo-
Jin Woo.
Solo.
Solo leveling. I heard the season's coming to an
It's
end.
already ended.
Yeah.
People are so sad.
Yeah. They said the next season's not coming out until 2028, but I don't know if that's
Dang.
true.
That-
They said
that
because
would
the guy
mean
has a
it's
lot
good,
of
though.
projects. He said he has a lot of
Yeah.
projects.
But
so-
there is a live action coming. So we'll see.
That would be probably good.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
So, let's.
Side question.
Yes.
Who do you think would win between a battle between Sephiroth and Sung Jin Woo?
Sung Jin Woo. Are you kidding
He
me?
would cheat with all his little.
That's his ability.
Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
ability. He's just stronger
What
than
do you
any-
think? Sephiroth's about to be flying around every once in a while.
Yeah, and he's got a big ass sword. He's
Yeah,
gonna do magic.
giant
I don't
sword.
know. I mean, I feel like Sung Jin Woo would definitely win, but
He'd
my
be-
heart is like Sephiroth.
No, Sung Jin Woo will whoop his ass. You see what he did to Biru? He was just like,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's discuss some skepticisms. Realistically, elevators can't open portals, right? We know this.
Yep.
Psychological factors, though, the placebo effect and other anxiety issues may explain most of these creepy experiences. Are you guys more skeptical or open-minded to the supernatural element of these stories?
Depends on the story. Like I said, for me, in the case of Miss Lam here, I can't say her first name. Eliza, it's more there. I don't think there's any supernatural involved in this at all. Like at all.
My brain wants to say there is, but I hope it isn't. It's just so crazy. It's crazy. It's just too many coincidences.
Right, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of logical factors. Like a whole minute is missing from that video.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just the one video. There's a bunch of other things, though. You know, a bunch of other factors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think supernatural played a part in this at all.
Gotcha.
But I can totally see another case. Like we were watching,
Mm-hmm.
what were we watching? Nuke's Top 5. You know, where I can see like, what's our boy's name?
Xiaolong
Outdoor Xiaolong. He's going into an abandoned hospital or abandoned school. And then he sees like feet in the mirror. You know, that definitely is supernatural to me in some aspect. So
Yeah.
it depends.
Because he's like live streaming it too, so I don't. Yeah.
Like he looked he crouched down by a mirror and there was like feet behind him and he turned around and there's nobody there. That to me can definitely be supernatural.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy.
So it just depends.
What do you think, guys? Skeptical or open-minded to supernatural elements?
Look, my heart of heart says open-minded.
Yeah.
my actual brain, my
You're
thought
skeptical.
processing,
Your thought process.
skeptical.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the same. I mean, like I can be very, very logical at times, but other times I'm like, it's the devil. It's Cthulhu.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say it's like the devil, but
It's
I do want to be
Atlantis.
open to like alternate possibilities,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to be stuck in the mindset of reality is
Yeah.
reality. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Do you think skepticism ruins the fun, though?
Yes.
Yes, it does, huh?
Like I,
No.
like I,
You
I
know?
don't know.
It
No.
ruins the fun for me.
No.
You think it enhances it then?
I don't think it enhances it, but to me, like you said, I'm a very logical person. The first
Yeah.
thing I go to is logic. What can be explained and what cannot be explained. And maybe that's my logic into supernatural. When I can't explain it and when I can't make a logical like connection between, okay, this happened, then I venture into supernatural.
Yeah.
But my first instinct is what logically could have happened.
I think real world is boring to me. That's why I like to go skeptical.
Yeah.
Or why I like to go. I like to think like it could be paranormal. It could be supernatural. It could be something else. Because
Yeah.
everything else is such a boring explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well, that's all I got. I mean, if you guys want to share your input and you're listening still, let us know. Hit us up on our social media accounts. We got Co_op_ Chronicles. That's like on Instagram, and I think that's also TikTok. We're on YouTube as well. Look us up.
I'm working on making a blog for us. So maybe if
Oh,
you
yeah.
like blogging, you
And-
can like look into that. We'll add it eventually.
I need,
once
yeah,
I'm
I need
done.
to give you my bio.
I'm
for that.
yeah, I'm
I know,
trying
I
to
need
do
to
a
make
first
my
blog
bio,
post
too.
of like about us.
Yeah.
And then from every episode that we do,
We have
boom.
episodes about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is more like, maybe someone doesn't want to listen.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
they're,
true.
Like reading more.
Yeah, so keep grinding those levels and finishing those side quests until next time.
Yeah. We think that you guys are awesome and you're making us awesome. So, add your input to stuff because then we
Yeah.
can talk about it during our episode.
Mhm.
But as always, this has been Co-op Chronicles with Pint Size Geisha, Black Label, and me, Azuli. Bye.